hole.
What?
You just put your fist up the wrong hole.
It's a rockin' metal revival!
If I had $1 for every time I heard that.
Get it out of there.
Crank it up!
Going in again.
Okay, good. Stay on my hand.
Just go up from where you are. The good news is your prostate is completely healthy.
Welcome to the show!
Horns up, metalheads. It's time for another edition of Rockin' Metal Revival on another hot weekend. How you doing, partner?
Good. Doing all right, man.
Thank God for air conditioning, huh?
Oh, man, I tell you what. Yes, I like that stuff. One of my favorite things.
And that and heat. Heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer. I tell you, I don't know what we'd do with that. Remember when you were kids and you had the box fan?
Oh, yeah, that worked too. I remember when you could fit your fingers in there and they had metal blades. You learned real quick not to stick your finger in there.
Do you remember talking into the back of it so it could sound like a robot?
Oh, yeah, that was always
Yeah.
fun. And now
Yeah,
I'm going to
kids-
go do that. I'm gonna go
You're
do
gonna
that.
try that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
All right, that's awesome.
As soon as we're done here, I'm going to go start talking into my fans.
Outstanding. Well, hey,
That sounds
on
pretty
this week's-
perverted, though, doesn't it? Talking into your
Yeah,
fans.
it really does.
How do you do that?
On
Well,
this
they
week's
got
show, I'm pretty excited, man, talking to Corey-Glover of
Nice.
Living Color. And,
Cool.
man, I saw them open for the Stones, and then I saw them, I think it was at the Eagles Ballroom in Milwaukee. And
cool.
Living Color is just a great band.
Oh, yeah.
But he's got a new one called Disciples of Verity, and he's got a bunch of metal all-stars playing with him. So we're going to play a couple cuts off that and talk to Corey about his new group. And, it's kind of funny when I actually got to sit and talk to him. He goes, man, Living Color is still a band.
Yeah.
It's not,
really?
he goes, we're still out playing.
Well, they're still
So
that's cool.
I did not know that.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Dude, seriously, if they're as good as they used to be, that is a show you should see. I think you would dig. The musicianship
Oh,
is
yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I dig
Yeah.
the guitar player, man. That
Yeah.
Cult of Personality riff is just so cool. So hard to play, but so cool.
All right, well, let's get to it. You know what? Hanging on the wall in the Hookah Lounge studio is the signed drumhead from this band. This is the only album they ever put out. This is Saints of Rebellion. This is the title track. It's called New American Dream. I bet they were wishing they put this song out in 2020 on Rockin' Metal Revival. There's Rainbow from Straight Between the Eyes with Mistreated on Rockin' Metal Revival. I always dug that album. Man, that album was the Rainbow album that was out when MTV really started.
Yeah, they had that advantage right there that the old Rainbow didn't have with Ronnie.
Oh, yeah, with Ronnie or with Graham. Was it Graham Bonnet?
Yeah, Graham Bonnet.
Yeah, exactly. And but Joe Lynn Turner, man, is one of my favorite singers and one of my favorite guests we've ever had on this show. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, I was just wondering because he had that heart thing going on. He got it taken care of, so hopefully he's taking care of himself.
Yeah, we should reach out to him, see if he'd be willing to do the show again. I know I always had fun with him. That story he told about the road crew throwing the catering at him from the pit, and he thought it was the crowd.
Yeah, and he got so mad.
Yeah, and he told the whole crowd to go F themselves.
Yeah,
that's a great. I used to love those Spinal Tap stories because there is such crazy stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And just like if we could tell the real story of what happened at Waukesha, and some of the things that were said, So it's kind of some crazy stuff. I mean, there's some stuff that goes on backstage that the crowd has no idea is going on.
Yeah, and it's better that they don't.
You guys need to get the hell out of here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that wasn't because we stunk or anything. They were actually, Eddie Trunk was helping us out.
Yeah, you need to make a run for it because this might get ugly.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. But
exactly.
It's usually from a date.
Oh, yeah, or a father. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just, dude, I'm just like looking, I'm like looking through the internet right now as I'm sitting here in our Parts Unknown studio, some of the websites that Jim Bob has.
Oh, no.
And he's got one on here. It is the Center for Disease Control in British Columbia.
Okay.
I don't know why he's on their website, but there's a bookmark next to this story. It says, British Columbia Center of Disease Control has officially recommended the use of glory holes to avoid virus during sex. I'm like, why does he have this bookmarked?
Maybe maybe he has a side business we don't know about.
Is he going to Canada or something?
Maybe he's got something going up there.
Yeah,
or maybe he's
all
gonna,
about...
entrepreneur. He's gonna start his own franchise down here.
Nah, I have no idea, but
Jim
I
Bob's
don't have any
holes.
idea. I have no idea why that's bookmarked, but it's making me laugh. I think that's hilarious. Coming up, we've got news of the weird, and I've got some weird ones for you this week. Also, we got our Talking Real Metal coming up this hour, and then next hour we'll talk to Corey-Glover of Living Color and the Disciples of Verity coming up on Rock and Metal Revival. But let's get back into it with the greatest band that never existed. Here's Steel Dragon on Rock and Metal Revival. There's the Texas Hippie Coalition, and from their album Ride On. That's called Rock Ain't Dead on Rock and Metal Revival. I like that tune.
Is that right? Ain't dead? Ain't a word.
Dead.
Ain't a word. Ain't a word, is it? No. Well, maybe it is now. Now it is. Back when we were kids, they were like, don't say ain't a word.
Yeah. There's a lot of words that shouldn't be words that are.
Oh, I can think of a few.
I can think of a few right now on top of my head, but I'm not going to go there because I've got news of the weird, and if this stuff don't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will.
What are we in store for?
All right. Well, Jerry, we want to help people out with their relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And even healthy relationships have arguments, okay? Mm-hmm. Dysfunctional ones just have much more dramatic arguments. A 29-year-old woman in Shreveport, Louisiana, named Jenalicia Lawrence was angry at her boyfriend this past Saturday, and she wanted to get into a fight. She wanted to argue. He wanted no part of it. He's like, no, I'm not arguing with you. Mm-hmm. So when he refused to argue with her, she just pulled out her gun and shot him.
Just... Okay.
Because he wouldn't argue. It's not clear what the one-sided argument was about, but she was gone by the time the cops got there. They're still looking for this woman.
Wow.
Paramedics rushed the boyfriend to the hospital. Last we heard, he was in critical condition, so hopefully he pulls through.
Whoa.
But the cops think she might be heading to Dallas because that's where she's from. She's facing charges for attempted second-degree murder. But, yeah, from what they got from the boyfriend, he refused to argue with her, so she just popped him.
Jeez. Well, I guess she won the argument if that didn't happen, and she wanted to win the one that would happen, but, I don't know. What would you do? Yeah, I should have argued, I guess.
Hey, I argue. Yeah. That's where I'm going.
All right.
Our next story, Jerry, comes from Russia, from Mother Russia. All right, where this is definitely not the most ideal threesome in the world. A couple in Stavropol, Russia, decided to get it on in broad daylight recently, and someone saw them and took a video. Well, as the video shows, an angry old woman interrupting them when she just walks up and cracks them with a wooden board right across the crack.
Oh, that's probably.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, hey, we just learned something else we like. Hey, Grandma,
a little push in there.
Come on back to the apartment, Grandma.
Grandma, you can hit us with a board." Yeah. She finally walked away after she was done yelling at the couple and giving the guy one more whack on the rear end with the board, which left him screaming, lying in the park in pain. So Grandma didn't just,
she wasn't
a light tap.
Oh, she wasn't. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't balsa wood, man. She laid the pine to him.
She was a dominatrix in a few years back. She learned how to whack you good.
She took those classes from the Bee.
Oh man, yeah, you better watch out there, man.
All right, our next story comes from over in the state where Happy Sloth is stationed. The great state of Michigan. Now, this woman should have realized you can't hire people like this through a normal Google search. A 51-year-old woman near Detroit named Wendy Wine wanted to kill her ex-husband, so she searched online and found a website called rentahitman.com.
Really?
Yeah, the entire site is a joke. It claims to have 18,000 hitmen stationed around the country. That's headquartered at the Mar-a-Lago Club. And the company recently had to cut ties with Illuminati and Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
So it also brags about being HIPAA compliant, which says they stand for the, quote, Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964.
Okay.
Somehow this broad still thought this was a real thing.
Are they OSHA compliant, though?
Yep. So she fell for it, and she filed out a request form detailing how she wanted her ex-husband killed. Then whoever runs the site, saw the request come through and called the cops. They set up a sting in a parking lot and arrested her when she offered to pay the undercover cop $5,000 for the hit plus travel expenses. She's now facing a solicitation to commit murder charge.
Whoa.
Yeah, so do not take rentahitman.com seriously, all right?
Man, really?
And last but not least, Jerry, crime doesn't pay.
No.
All right? Now, we've seen millions of stories about shoplifters stealing all sorts of junk, but not this kind of junk, all right? A guy in Las Vegas walked into an adult toy store last week and stole the biggest toy they had. Oh. It's called the Moby, named after Herman Melville's book, Moby Dick.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's massive. It's about 40 pounds and 3 feet tall from base to tip.
Jeez. What are you going to do with that?
He walked into the store last Tuesday with a face mask on, picked it up, tossed it over his shoulder, and walked out the front door. Kind of like when you get ready to go out.
Nothing to see here. How you doing, guys? Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Yep. Nothing to see here.
Walking across the parking lot like that? Security cameras caught the guy. They got it all on video. The cops are still trying to track him down, and the store is offering a reward for anyone who has seen their Moby.
Well, they should be able to find the guy easy enough. He won't be walking right for quite a while if he's going home to use that.
Honestly, my man, I thought maybe it was just a display thing.
Yeah.
This is actually a toy.
Yikes.
That's that big. Sells for $1,200.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No way. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you really got to...
so
screw yourself in a couple different ways there.
3 foot tall, 40-pound Moby Dick.
Okay.
Yep. Be on the lookout for that, kids, on eBay and hey, what's that thing on Facebook? Marketplace.
Oh yeah.
If you see it on there, make sure that you turn it in.
Or on that Wish app.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's going to do it for News of the Weird. Coming up, we've got Talking Real Metal, and next hour we'll talk to Corey-Glover of Living Color and Disciples of Verity right here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Here's your latest hard rock and metal news on Rock and Metal Revival.
Horns up, metalheads. It's time once again for another edition of Talking Real Metal. For all you summer school kids that didn't pay attention during the school year, time to get out your notebook.
Ooh,
wow, listen to that.
How you like that?
Wow. You're getting
school.
Good on that thing.
Time for school.
There you go. All right, we kick it off with Queen's Greatest Hits spends 55 weeks at number 1 on Billboard's catalog album chart. Holy crap.
Wow. And it came out how long ago?
I think I went through a couple copies of that in my time.
Yeah. Didn't they have
vinyl
one where it was
CD? And
they had like two versions, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Come out with a red one and a blue one or something.
Yeah, and then there's another one at Queen's Greatest Hits, which has got their picture on the cover of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a black album cover.
Yeah, I think that's the one they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. All right. We were just talking about this off the air. We're hoping we get a copy of this, and that's Motorhead's Ace of Spades Deluxe Collector Box Set due out in October.
Ooh.